Well, my plan was to bring you guys back, but I had a bit of an argument with this thing, and I just didn't have time or hands, and I don't have a tripod, and I don't edit videos. I just give you guys raw footage. What I do is what I do. I got it I put 11 or 12 biscuits in this thing. Yeah, 12 biscuits. Put one right here. I put one here, and then about here is going to be my cutoff line. I did cut a little off this, trying to lighten the load a little bit. I cut off that thickness and that thickness off of each end just to lighten the load. Just, that knocked off a nice chunk of weight right there, because I ran it through the plane one more time and got it just as good as I could. And I made me some little blocks here, because this board right here is so big and so heavy. I mean, heck, it goes from here all the way over to here, and that thing is, it's over 6 foot long, and it's so heavy, it's hard to keep it flat this way. And then once you get down on this end, I was using this roller to kind of help me, but it's once you get off of that, it wants to drop down, so it's really, really hard to use that jointer by yourself with a board that big. That's a big old board, man. I mean, heck, it weighs, well, it did weigh, this is the wrong weight now, it's lost a little bit since it weighed 89 pounds, and now I think it lost 9 or 10 pounds, so it's still 70 something pounds. And you're holding on to that, trying to keep it this way, because that fence is so short. And then once you come off of this end, you're trying to keep it from falling down this way. A 2x4, heck, a guy can do it, no big deal. But I put these little blocks up there just to kind of help keep me against the fence. And then I put this roller here to kind of help with the weight on this end. And I had that corner down there just where I could just set it on it until I got underneath it and got it turned on and everything. And then I could start pushing it across. But it was, it's interesting trying to use, the plane works great. It's just not big enough, and especially when you're by yourself doing a board this big. Heck, the fence would need to be 2 foot tall, and the tabletop would need to be, 4 foot longer, 5 foot longer to really do it properly. But I got it just as close as I could get it. And like I said, I put in, it was either 11 or 12 biscuits. The bigger ones, I can't remember what size that is. There's the biggest ones I have. 20s, I believe is what, 20s is what they are. I borrowed my brother's biscuit jointer, and I bought all these. Yeah, I bought all those for it. He had these, and I didn't want to use up all of his. Well, I don't know how often he uses it, but anyways, I bought a whole bunch of them. And I've got it going, and I got every clamp that I own that'll fit on it. These two right here are too short. They're Harbor Freight, they're too short, but I got every clamp I own on it. And I had it laying down there on the floor on those 2x4s with all those boards and that one over there on top of it to hold it flat. And this board right here, I don't know how well it's going to show up, but well, you can see over here and you can see over here. It's crowned in the center. I'm not going to do anything to it until I get the clamps taken off of it. And once I take the clamps off of it, I'm going to take and lay it on this table, and I'm going to put all that wood down there on top of it. And that board right there, it easily weighs real close to 100 pounds by itself. I'm going to put all that wood on top of it and let it set for 24 hours or more, and just let it, or even maybe longer than that, maybe even a week or more, and just let it set on top of this one and that one over there, so it will help to flatten it out. I don't know how many of you guys have ever gone to the lumber yard, bought a 2x4 or whatever, bring it home, and it's J-shaped, or it's got a belly in it like this, an arch in it or whatever, and if you lay it on the floor and put some weight on top of it for a couple of days, sometimes they'll straighten out. And like I said, I'm gonna lay this one down, I'm gonna put that one on top of this one, and then I'm gonna put those 5, I think there's either 5 or 6 boards down there on top of that. And I may even see what else I can find around here. I got some propane tanks and some other stuff. I may just set all of I can set on top of it and just try to flatten it out, because it's arched, and I am not going to do any more routering on this thing to get it level. I about routered my blame full self to death. I'm sick of using that router, but hopefully that'll work. I've got just a little bit of a lip right here, but I could sand that out, and the glue up went pretty good. I've got just a little bit of a spot. Well, no, it's closing up. Yeah, it's starting to close up now. I had just a little bit right along here, but it's starting to close up now. I've got these all pretty tight. But hopefully, whenever it flattens out, it doesn't pull apart. But if it does, I got lots of sawdust around here, or I'll sand on it for a little while and make me some fresh sawdust, rub it in there, and then sand it down some more. But that's where I'm going with this. Now then, like I said, I had that on the bottom, so I was digging. These over here, are gonna be my legs and my skirting and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to put the shelf on the bottom as close to the floor as I can get it, but keep it up. I'm gonna make the legs probably less than 1/4 of an inch up off the floor. And I bought these a while back because they looked like they would be good and they wouldn't scratch my floors or anything like that. I bought 4 of these casters, and I'm gonna fix it to where, just a little bit of this caster is sticking out from underneath the leg where you won't be able to see it. And that way I can, like I said, it's gonna be a roll around island. And these look like pretty good casters. I got them from Harbor Freight. So I think they were rated at, I believe it said 200 pounds a piece. Where did I see that weight at? Yeah, right there, 200 pounds a piece. So they ought to hold up good enough. There's 4 of them. 4 of them would be, 800 pounds. And I'm gonna have, let's just say, I don't remember now, is it 70 something pounds? And let's say this one weighs 80 something pounds plus the legs and everything. So I'm gonna be pushing 250 pounds plus 3 bar stools. So say 275 pounds right in there worth of weight on this thing. So the roller should be fine on it, because it's gonna be on nice, smooth vinyl planking. So it shouldn't have any problem there. Well, this is glued up. I worked all day yesterday, and I'm gonna work all day tomorrow. And I'm gonna have me an easy day today. I about had all the fun I want. I just wanted to get this thing gluing up. And I know a lot of those guys use that, I can't remember what the name of it is now, but it's supposed to be a really good glue. I don't have access to that in my hometown. And I have really had good luck with this Gorilla Glue. And I watched a few guys on YouTube use this, and they said they seemed to like it pretty good. So this is what I use. And I just, like I said, I was either 11 or 12 biscuits. I hosed this thing down through there. And then after I got it covered with glue really, really good on this smaller board, I went back down through there and just made me a bead, just a real nice heavy bead, so there'd be plenty of squeeze out. And you can see where it's oozing out all up and down through there. Let me go to the other end, see if we can see. But yeah, I took this saw and whacked off each end. And boy, you can tell a difference in this wood being drier now than it was. It cut even easier because there's not as much moisture in it. But you can see I think you can see it. You can see the glue there. It goes all the way down, because that's just 2 boards. But hopefully I can get this thing to straighten out. And if I can't, so be it. That's just the way it's going to be. I'm not going to argue with it anymore. I've about had all the fun with that router I've had. And just out of curiosity, I just, like I said, I just cut off a nice big chunk of that. What did I do with there's my moisture meter. Let's see on this end. Because like I said, I just cut off that piece right there, which is, I don't know, 8 inches. Let's see what it says right here. 15.2 right there in the center. Let's turn it this way and see what it says. 12, 13. Let's see what this one says. This is a totally separate board. And it says it is, whoops. Well, let me get over here where I can get to it easier. 16.1 and 16.1 and 16.1. And like I said, this is a smaller board, but it's 16.1 in the center. So it's still wet, but I've had all the waiting I'm gonna wait. As soon as I get home from doing these different jobs that I've gotta do, this dude's gonna get built. If it shrinks, it shrinks. If it warps, I don't think it can warp because the way I'm gonna mount everything, I've got the Z-clips to hold the tabletop down, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'll have my skirting going around it here, about 2 inches from the edge, and I may go every 12 inches down through there and put an oak block in the center, but I'm gonna make it where it can slide this away and this away, but hold it down all the way down the center and then all the way around the edge. That way it can still move, but it shouldn't be able to bow or do anything like that, hopefully. And if it does, I'm gonna call it antiquing. I wanna get this built. I wanna get my furniture in my cabin. And once I get this built, I've got the doors for it right over there. I've got to stain those still yet. This is gonna be a food pantry, and I'm building it all out of used lumber except for the doors. And actually a buddy of mine built those doors. And I'm gonna stain those, try to match this as best I can. And I'm gonna take a piece of this live edge and put a top on top of it with the live edge just to make it look a little better and make a little bit bigger shelf so we have a place to set our stuff, because it's gonna sit on the floor. Have a place to put our cell phones and things like that. And I'm gonna put a back on it, and I'm gonna make it mouse proof. I'm gonna fix it to where no varmints can get in there, because we're gonna put, like say for example, sugar and coffee and creamer and canned foods and things like that in there, and I don't want any varmints to be able to get in there. It'd be in the cabin. We've never had any mice in the cabin, but you know what they say about mice. It's just mice and men. Yeah, every good plan, can go sideways whenever God wants it to. So I'm gonna do my best. Anyways, that's what I got done today, and I think I'm gonna unplug everything, turn off the air compressor, and call it quits. Like I said, I painted an entire brick home. Painted the brick and the siding and everything yesterday, so I about had all the fun I want. I'm gonna take me an easy day today. Well, you guys have a good day, and I sure appreciate you checking in with me. And the little joiner did good. It's totally me, and not being working with that big wood and not really being set up to work with wood that big. But whenever I get ready to do, like I said, all my legs and stuff, those are like 2x4s and that kind of stuff. I'll be able to run them through here and it'd be no problem whatsoever. So I will be using it for that. Well, you guys take care, and thank you so much again. I do appreciate it.